In every generation, there are those who rise, not only for themselves, but for others. This is the story of the Livingstone Education Fund. During his time at Gimpa, Livingstone Echisatekla, known to the world as Stonebwoy, met brilliant minds with big dreams. But many of them faced a painful barrier, the inability to pay their school fees. For Stonebwoy, it wasn't enough to simply understand their struggles. He took action. Quietly and without cameras or applause, he paid the fees of fellow students who risked missing exams. For him, it wasn't charity, it was solidarity. One student helping another.
Stonebwoy was my student for both his undergrad in public administration and also international relations and diplomacy. Of course, when he was a student here, he always tried to support people in those categories, people who couldn't pay their fees. You know, when you don't pay your fees and exam is coming, you can just imagine people are thrown out of the classroom and all that, and he will always try to help in his own small way. So I'm happy to hear that he wants to formalize or institutionalize it so that there's a process of selecting people so that we don't have to wait till the end of the semester when people are panicking before we're looking for Stonebwoy. This one, at least, if there's a process, we would have had a criteria to select people who qualified. So it's an orderly and seamless process. So I support that, and I commend Stonebwoy for thinking like that.
I'm one of the fortunate guys to meet Stonebwoy in campus. From that day, it has been a miracle for me. At the point when he came to the school, I was just about giving up. Jifa approached me and said he linked me up to Stone. And then from that day, issues of pocket money, issues of school fees were paid to the point that even personal relationships were established where he invited me home. The wife also received me. And from that day, I just see that they are lovely people. Even more to the fact that at the time when other students were also in the same problems, they will come and contact me and I'll send them to Stone and they will end up sorting them. When I was just about to give up, he came to me and told me that you will never, and I will never allow you. He cleared the semester's fees for me, and then even when we completed undergrad program, he said, wherever you are going, I will make sure that I finance it. And he has been supporting all the time. I'm already a beneficiary before it launching. This note, I want to say that I'm very, very much happy, and I want to salute my boss and Dr. Louisa, who has been the backbone of this man. If you know them, they are very lovely people.
In fact, Stonebwoy has really helped some of us speaking, especially me in terms of finance. I think we'll finish together, and I'm one of the luckiest person to be part of this fund. So I wanted to say thank you to Stonebwoy for what he has been doing for us. You know, sometimes I could ask myself, wonder how Stonebwoy, the whole Stonebwoy, a big figure, then he still want to come to class. One thing about Stonebwoy I observed about is very brilliant in terms of class. God will bless him. And you see, one thing, let me mention one thing. He's very humble. Stonebwoy is a humble person. So how can a whole figure, when we finish class one time, he will take us home. Can you imagine Stonebwoy driving me to my house, then coming back just to have a conversation? You see, he's very supportive in terms of everything. He always advised me, Francis, push it. You can make it in life.
I've had the privilege to be in the same class with him, how enthusiastic he is when he comes to class, engaging in all the conversations that we have in class. And it is just a good thing that he extends help to people who want to get to continue their academics, but there's some problem in terms of finance.
First time I had an encounter with Stonebwoy, I taught him research methods. Initially, it was quite interesting because I really don't involve myself in most of the social media issues. However, I've also seen pictures about him, but I didn't know he was in my class, in fact, during the undergraduate time. But my interaction with the entire class, and as he walks in, he sits very attentively, normally at the back. And one day, I saw a young man at the back with a hood. In fact, he was wearing his outfit, but the hood was on. So I thought it wise to sort of question, because I've stayed in the States for some time. But when I saw the hood, I asked him, "Hey, young man, can you please put down, remove the hood?" Then he quietly obliged. So immediately after the lecture, then I got close and then got to know that he was the Stonebwoy they talk about. He was decent, straightforward. You ask him a question, he tried to say the way that he feels about the question. In fact, with regard to the research methods, he even begins to sort of clearly delineate most of the things I was really talking about. In fact, in the exam, I thought that he's the type going up and down, he wouldn't be able even to perform, because every assignment that I gave, he really went ahead and did all the assignments. And on that grounds, I was really excited with him, and of which I believe he made a very good grade.
When he shared the idea with me 2 weeks ago that he wanted to launch the Livingstone Foundation scholarship scheme, saw how passionate he was. He told me about how he's discussed it with the wife, Louisa, at length, and they were very ready to come up with this, where he was going to use his foundation and his brand to raise support for the needy but brilliant students. He believed that this will go a long way to help a lot of people.
I remember he would always say that one day we have to come up with some sort of intervention that can help people who genuinely need this help. And that one day is now. I'm very excited.
As an individual, I shall continue to do my best as a proud Ghanaian. But obviously, this is a bigger mission, more than my own capacity. So I'm reaching out to philanthropists, corporations, institutions to partner with the Livingstone Legacy Foundation so we can raise funds to support students and aid them go through their tertiary education. And together we can touch more lives, reach more communities by supporting more students.
For years, Stonebwoy has funded students out of his own pockets, but he cannot possibly support every student who needs help. That is why today we launched the Livingstone Legacy Education Fund, a dedicated scholarship fund built for sustainability, impact, and collective responsibility.